Jazz Club. Really flying in music. Okay. And it's so packed in here. The band sounds great. Double penny whistle track.
Hello, everyone. This is already not going very well. I'm really glad you've all tuned in. It's utter chaos. Anyway, I've got a script that I'm supposed to read, so I'm going to have a good shot at it. So, hello and welcome everyone to another Sessions. They've been good so far, haven't they? I'm really sorry about this one. This event's part of a series of free events brought to you by FITC. FITC has been producing events for digital creators of all kinds since 2002. They've brought thousands of designers and developers, including myself and a whole bunch of you as well, together over 150 events, 150, bloody hell, in over 25 cities around the globe. And today we get to add one more event to the list. First of all, I want to advise you there may be some profanity in today's session. There are two speakers have a temptation to maybe like use some swearing words. Each one of them has a voluntary case of Tourette's, so mild Tourette's, though, so we should be all right. I am supposed to, at this point, introduce myself. I'm supposed to write an intro, but I'm actually got a really short summary and equally short and depressing. So I'm a CTO of Cubic. I'm not the kind of CTO that people treat with reverence. So my staff call me and my shit. So one of my staff last month said to me, "Didn't you used to be the Spank the Monkey guy?" Now, the only answer is, Kenny, yes. I guess that's not necessarily my biggest claim to fame, but yeah, that's what I was. So for my sins, once upon a time did make Spank the Monkey. Anyway, today's session was made possible with the help of our sponsor, Media Temple. Media Temple is looking for folks to join its partner program, which elevates the hosting experience for organizations that rely on numerous Media Temple services. That's really hard to read. Agency partners get lots of written and unwritten perks. This is off script. Media Temple are actually great. I used to kind of talk shit about back in the day about Media Temple, and then I found myself out drinking at a night out in Amsterdam with a group of people. And there was this one guy I was chatting to, really super nice guy, turned out to be the owner of Media Temple. He was amazing. And I realized in actual fact, I was just bitter because he hadn't given me free hosting like he had some friends. So don't be a dick like I was. Go to Media Temple. Their stuff's actually really, really good. Anyway, we're encouraging everyone to participate via chat and connect with each other. You'll also see an ask a question here. Yeah, so please do ask a question. I'll be sharing them with our 2 stars after the end of our session today. So one last thing, today's broadcast is being recorded and will be made available to everyone here immediately in the session. Oh, it's all being recorded. Okay. So if you missed a part of the presentation you'd like to check out again, and do so by using the same URL you are using here. What you don't realize is I've actually got the 2 of them shouting in my ear right now, trying to put me off, and it's really difficult. So I'm going to introduce the 2 of them. So they start with Beeple. Beeple is Mike Winkelman, a graphic designer from Charleston, South Carolina, who does a variety of digital artwork, including short films, Creative Commons, and VJ loops, everydays, and VR and AR work. He's one of the originators of the everyday movement in 3D graphics, having done a picture every single day. Yeah. It's not one of. He actually is the originator. And it says here as well, for the last 12 plus years. It's actually 14 years, I think. So I'm sure many of you have seen some of his hilarious and outrageous work recently, including an image of Mr. Biden standing on Mr. Trump, giving him something called a golden shower. GMUNK is
who wrote that? Who added that last part in there?
Spans multiple platforms and has established himself as one of the top visual design directors in the world, utilizing a fusion of science fiction themes, psychedelic palettes, and practical in-camera effects. His signature style is enigmatic, atmospheric, and metaphysical, much like the GMUNK himself. He wrote that, absolutely. Anyway, he's also happens to have the best Easter egg in his own website. Maybe we get a chance to talk about that at some point. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to the 2 stars of the show.
Oh, hey guys, you can see it there. There it is. What up, buddy?
Hey, what are we talking about?
What do you think we're talking about?
I think my favorite every day recently was Biden standing on the desk with the huge erection. I just think the Biden character,
this is like embarrassing to even talk about. Like, what are we talking about now?
Dude, I just think the Biden.
You don't even really want to talk about that.
So perfect. You just
the what?
Nailed it. The skinny little, wrinkly little old man is like the perfect thing. Now we've been talking pre-show.
Nasty.
People are gonna get into Rudy Giuliani now. We're gonna get into Giuliani.
That is the thing. Actually, let's just throw it out there. If anybody wants to email me a fucking Giuliani head, there it is, opened up. Giuliani head, winklemm@gmail.com. Giuliani had me. Giuliani had me.
How are you gonna do the weird hands, the Giuliani hands?
Weird hands. And does he
Yeah,
have
he's got
weird
like weird little Giuliani hands.
God damn, that dude is so gross. You saw that
Dude,
movie?
You should
saw the
make
movie,
like a
right?
Hydra, like a Tiamat Giuliani.
Oh my god. Wait, did you see you saw the Borat movie?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen the
I haven't
scene with
seen it.
him? Oh my god, dude. That guy is the fucking creepiest, douchiest, just oh.
You see his daughter is voted for Biden and is like totally against everything.
Yeah,
he's
it's
doing.
funny how a lot of those people, I think Kellyanne Conway, her like daughter too, was like fucking going ape shit. Like
Yeah.
the kids like rebel against their like super like conservative parents. It's fucking messed up. Dude, how you been?
What are we doing, Haas? Ask us a question.
And we're back. And we're back. I can't hear you. Can you hear him?
Can you hear me now?
There
Is this
it is.
thing
Boom.
on?
We got it. We got it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
So I just want to know, when can we expect to see that first Rudy artwork? You know, like next week? Can we get that by tomorrow?
No, do it today.
Somebody fuck today. Next week, motherfucker. Mail me the head. We're gonna do it today. Jesus, next week. No.
All right, someone out there email Giuliani, and we will have our hand in today's.
We'll figure it out today. I can do it today.
On Nifty Gateway next week for $18,000.
So actually, I should do a question. I have a question. So, how important has it been to the success of your career to have a silly name? Like, let's face it, I'm Hoss, you're Beeple, you're GMUNK. Does it matter? What if your name's Alan, for example?
Here's the thing. Beeple, and I'm guessing, but this is probably much like me. I thought of GMUNK literally 21 years ago in college, right? And it was literally the first letter of my last name, which I cannot say. It's very Polish. And monkeys. That's as deep as that goes. I love monkeys, and my real last name starts with a G, GMonkeys, 20 years ago. And I was like, you know what? And it's like one of those things. It's like you just hold on to that shit. If you do something 10 years ago, you just hold on to it, because anything you do that's updated will just make you look like you're just trying to be all, serious shit, like rebranding. It's like no one's gonna rebrand anymore. I bet you, Beeple, thought of that shit 20 years ago, and that baby head that you used, I bet you that's been also 20 years ago.
Well, the baby head is my daughter or my head. I never say. I was gonna have like a voting thing where people voted on that, like the election, whether it was my head or my daughter's. But my daughter is 7, so I will say that. So it has not been 20 years. But yeah, no, I think like changing stuff. Like mine again was like right after college. Thought of people in a very different space than I am in now. And
I love that in the chat here. Somebody called Steve said apologies to any Allens in the chat. And so when I was coming up with a boring name there off the top of my head, I was actually about to say Steve, but I figured that Alan was a more boring name than Steve. So Steve, that was a narrow miss there. It was almost apologies to Steve in the audience.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I have another question. So both of you had a great deal of success through self-initiated work. There's a very large amount of your time is spent in self-initiated projects, and you've both talked about them greatly. You've also both spent a lot of time sharing your knowledge, often practical knowledge about how you create your work. How do you sustain that as you get more and more demand for commercial work? How do you find a way to continually have the time to work on that personal work?
You want to go first, Beeps?
I mean, there's no real like trick to it. You just have to decide to not do as much stuff. Like, do not do as much commercial work. Take on less stuff. Because if you just fill up all your time doing commercial work, then you won't do it. So you just have to be able to say no to stuff. And along with that is, managing your finances to be in a position to say no to things. I think that to me is one of the biggest things that is maybe overlooked, because the more you sort of are on top of that, the more you can like turn down stuff and then invest in your own sort of like branding and marketing of you.
Which means don't live in New York or San Francisco. Live
No,
in
it's not.
Carolina.
Don't live in New York, but it's no matter where you live, you have to be cognizant of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter there's ways to live in New York, and then there's ways to live in New York. Like there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So an extension of that, a question from the audience here from Tristan says, for people, how much time do you dedicate to your everydays?
It's usually, I mean, roughly, I guess, around like 2 hours. If I had to like put like an
That's
average,
crazy.
about 2 hours, I would say. Some are more, some are not that less. Some are, I would say, more than 2 hours, not that much less than 2 hours, usually.
And
It's kind of gross, actually, that some of the stuff that he makes that is so good is made in 2 hours. It's kind of fucked up.
do you ever make some of them ahead of
I appreciate that, but I feel like a lot of that is just like more at bats.
Right.
I feel like that's the biggest thing, is more at bats, and I think it's also the like shortcuts, knowing what shortcuts to take, and that it's like nobody's gonna notice. I'm just gonna fucking, because I do things the sloppiest fucking way, and that's where like I've been using a lot of like kind of like painter styles, which is nice to be able to like make things extra fucking loose.
So actually, in this latest season stuff you're doing, I see your focus is more on not technical technique, but more sort of lighting and aesthetics of that. How's that working out for you?
For me,
Yeah.
I feel like it was said very aggressively, or it's like, how's that working out for
How's that
you?
working out for you?
Well, as following over this along the stuff that
How's
you've been
that
doing,
working out for you, you goddamn piece of shit? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go
That's
fuck
how this
yourself,
works.
son. Jesus, guy.
I'm supposed
wow,
to
that's
ask
a hostile. Whoa,
I ask
hot
questions,
mic here.
just
Hot
answer
mic. Wait,
I'm
let's have
out.
GMUNK. This guy just leaves.
He leaves.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. What was the question? I just feel like I just started yelling.
I'll give you a different question. So some guy called Sean Pucknell says, could you explain what crypto art is, please?
GMUNK?
Huh?
GMUNK, can you explain what crypto art is, please?
Oh man.
I think that was for you.
All right, here's where I'll start. If you guys can remember back to when the first May 1st reboot happened, and everybody across the world gathered up and rebooted their websites at the same time on the same day in like 2001, and it was kind of a historic event. I kind of feel like Beeple made crypto art history 2 weeks ago in the same way on Nifty Gateway with what he pulled, and all the eyes were on it. And I swear to God, in one day, the whole industry changed.
Okay, that seems like
that's my setup.
Wow.
That was my setup.
I didn't pay him to say this.
It was fucking cool. It was fucking cool.
I appreciate that.
I think that it's a new community of art, fine art, digital art curation. I guess it's not fine art. It's like digital art curation, trading. It's like a new universe of ways to trade and tokenize digital art in basically a new world, a new universe. And it's a way for people like us and artists who have been making free art, self-initiated art for years, to finally put value on their work, which has been really amazing. And I think that it's very clever. A lot of people don't get it because they're like, well, you could just download this thing on Instagram or Twitter. Why would I buy something? But they don't understand the tokenizing, like the tokenized process of, there's a lot of technology. There's like a whole blockchain of technology behind creating making these works unique. And it's basically like getting a signed baseball at a baseball game where it's like literally this one item exists. And it's been verified through many layers of technology. And it's kind of like if we were all trading art in the Matrix.
Yeah, well, and then especially when mix in the actual like metaverse things like Somnium Space and Cryptovoxels and Decentraland. Then there is like actual 3D worlds that people are paying real amounts of money for land on these 3D worlds. Like, and then the possibilities with like art with that. So it's like there is like a whole like freaking crazy like virtual metaverse thing that's just like, I don't know. There's just so many possibilities, and it's been like, to me, super inspiring to like just be able to see and be a part of like this feels like very emerging new sort of like community. It's just people are like, again, like we didn't know about this shit like even a fucking month ago. Actually, you came to me and I was like, nah, there's nothing there. You were one of the people who was just like, look at this, and I looked at it and I gave you a huge explanation why you shouldn't do anything with it.
This is true.
And then literally that was like a month ago, like a month and a half, and then I looked at it again and it was like, holy shit, Pac's making a lot of money here.
Yeah.
No,
So
and so
another
then I
part of
talked to Pac, and he like fucking, he's like taught me a lot and like told me a lot and like freaking big long fucking chat, and then I just started like fucking talking to people like crazy. Anybody who
you can't call Pac. You can't call him. You have to like chat with him on this like.
Okay, that's the thing. When did he become the fucking floating head in a jar? Because he went to like FITC. And
I met him. I know exactly.
You met him. That's the thing. Of course, tons of
I hung out with him.
I don't understand. Maybe once COVID's over, we can go back to like human.
But you
Pac.
see, people, we didn't. Actually
We're gonna hang. I'm gonna fucking hang out with human Pac.
Representing him.
What's up?
We didn't actually meet him. We met an actor representing him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you met him. Pretty sure you.
Pretty sure I know exactly what he looks like too.
No, but anyway, he like definitely like helped like a ton, like introduce me to this like thing, and like just seeing what he was doing and seeing how he was like thinking about this like as a different medium, like his fucking like alpha channel. Like he sold one piece that's just like a fucking alpha channel for like a stupid amount. Yeah. So there's all kinds of like, he's done like a bunch of like cool, interesting things in the like space. Like he's really, been super dope. But I don't know. It's just there's so many like cool possibilities. What's up?
The comparison I made earlier about, the May 1st reboot being kind of like the pinnacle of Flash. I kind of feel like what Beeple did, in my eyes, was like the beginning of this new world, this new medium. And it's super exciting because it just gives a reward for everyone that's creating on their own. And, you can post on Instagram and you can fucking be like, oh, 40 people liked it. Great. On to the next one. Or you can, post on the crypto sites and actually have value to the time that you put into creating the work. And it, it's and then it just fucking goes deep, like I'm right on the surface. Like I haven't gone as deep as it goes, but I'm excited to see how deep it goes.
So I have an extension to that question then.
Like people, there's a lot of younger people that are on computers a lot. And, we spend our time on computers actually, we make stuff and we're creative artists, but there's a lot of people building worlds and building communities and fucking creating new methods of communication. And it's fucking completely wild. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I had an extension question of that about, so the other people making money off of your art. So for a long time, we've been creative. If you go back to those original Flash days, the thing that my member of staff made fun of me for, that Spank the Monkey game, like I indirectly did okay from it, but there are other websites that stole it, put it on them, and I can tell from my analytics that other people made millions of dollars in ad revenue from a web page which had my piece of my interactive on it. And so, not that that's theft, but let's say we're now in a market where crypto art will have resale value. Sotheby's will start auctioning it off. So let's say you make a certain amount from selling a piece of crypto art, and then in a few years' time, somebody sells it on for over $1 million more than you originally sold it for. How do you feel about that?
So built into, on most of the platforms, built into the smart contract, which governs the token, there is a 10% royalties clause on secondary sales. Now, the way that breaks, which I didn't find out for a while, is if somebody takes it, and there's nothing to stop them necessarily from doing this, if somebody takes it off of that platform and puts it onto like a platform like OpenSea or puts it into their own wallet or whatever, that part I'm a little fuzzy on, but if they can take it off the platform, it will break that 10% royalty mechanism. And there's no current way to like have that 10% royalty mechanism move cross-platform between Super Rare, Nifty, Maker's Place, blah, blah, blah. So if somebody, you know, turned around and sold something, again, this is like kind of a good problem to have. Like, what are you gonna fucking bitch because somebody sold your fucking painting for $1 million and you didn't get anything of it? You'll be okay. You'll be okay if that happens. But you know, you would in this instance, you know, potentially get 10%.
But
So I'm gonna change the subject a little bit. Like, just we're gonna go a little bit off topic.
One second. So, but the interesting thing is talk about the edition of 100 that you released on Nifty Gateway. The average resale of that. So basically, people still sold an edition of 100 for $1 each, and then the average resale price of that edition of 100 was what, like $7,000?
$1,500. The average rate now is $1,500. Based on the thing,
but because it's an edition of 100, you know, add 2 zeros to that.
It's definitely well,
take 10% and add 2 zeros.
It could be, yeah. I definitely would never have thought it. I thought it was gonna go for like $100. I thought it'd be like, oh, get on here and you'll be able to resell it for $100.
Some of those sales were in the $5,000, $7,000 range.
There was a $6,000 sale. I think the highest one was like $6,600, and it's just like, and that person got to keep 90% of that money. So that person who got that for $1 got to keep like $5,400. So that is really cool about it too. So it's sort of like this, like just giving away like money thing that kind of, you know. To me, I feel like super fucking fortunate and lucky to be able to like, it doesn't really cost me anything. You know what I mean? To be able to like give away like that. So, and it's also, it's not even me giving it away either, because it's like, I didn't give that guy $5,400. Somebody else did. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's fucked up, dude. It's not even really like, it's so, there's so many like, things, and that's what makes it fun, is there's all these different ways to sort of like package and sort of like position your artwork, and then it's almost like you kind of like roll the die, like we'll see if people like it like this. And it's such a different way of working than like, you know, client work, which we do, where it's just like, here's how much amount of money you get, you do this, that's it, do what we say, this is like, do whatever you want, set up these weird conditions, and then fucking roll the dice.
Interesting time. It's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
I think it can only be good. I think it'll be interesting to see how things change as more people come onto the like platform and stuff and like discover this as well. Like, I think they should. Like, I think it's definitely, you know, a good thing for people to like look into and see if it's something that works for them. But yeah.
So I've got a question from the audience. Change speed a little bit. What are your favorite design tools of all time and recently?
Ooh, that's good. Of all time.
There you go.
You want me to go? Okay. Recently, I will say Embergen. I'm having a lot of fun with Embergen, which is a real-time smoke, fire, explosion simulator. And I export VDBs to Maya and render them with Redshift. And I've just been really fun because it's actually really light. And the iteration process in Embergen is really fast because it's all real time off the GPU. And it's just it's a really fun experience to just play and sliders and learn about all these different rules.
Well, it's fun because you can like, now when you use the sliders, you can see immediately what that does. Before it was like, what does this do? Sit and re-render it. What does it do? Sit and resim it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, boom, that's exactly what it does.
Yeah. So I've been loving that and loving Redshift as well in Maya. I've made a declaration for 2021. I'm going to learn Houdini, and I'm just going to do it. It's like an investment in the next 5 years because I really want to do simulation art, and I'm in Maya doing like crazy fluid meshes, and they're so heavy, and it's just like, what am I doing? Like, this is so stupid. And so I'm gonna like invest, 5 years of my life to like get good at Houdini, and then I think that's gonna be.
I feel like you'd be better in Unreal. Why not Unreal versus Houdini?
Because I want to do simulations and stuff. I don't want to.
What kind of simulations?
Fluids, water, smoke, weird like textures and like parametric sculptures and stuff. So I think Houdini is the thing, and I have, a lot of resources to kind of help me along the way. And then old tools, I would say Flash. Original tool, I would say Flash because of the event triggers. I love the idea of
action scripting.
When you click on something or click and drag on something else happens with sound and movement. And just that idea of cause and effect with sound, with transitions was the best. And I still haven't really found an equivalent in experiential yet. Experiential now it's a little bit, the inputs are a little bit different. It's not as intimate, I don't think. But, certainly, love experiential because of my Flash roots and kind of where that will go. It's one of my favorite mediums. Okay, your turn, Mike.
With what?
The question.
The tools? What was it? Tools?
Your favorite tool of all time and current tools, yeah.
What? Tools? Yeah, I would say the biggest for me was definitely Cinema 4D. Just like seeing, just like, wow, 3D playground to just do whatever. And then I guess Photoshop, you got to kind of give it to Photoshop, I feel like. Best of all time, I feel like, unfortunately.
Hey, will you speak to some of the plugins you use in Photoshop?
So the plugins I use, there's one good one that not that many people seem to know about, called Topaz Labs, and it does like an awesome sort of like drawing sort of look to it. That's one I use a lot.
That's what you use to get the painterly look?
Yeah.
Topaz Labs.
Topaz Labs, yeah. They actually make another thing called Gigapixel that can blow up images. Have you seen that?
No, I use
it is insane. It uses like AI. Like somehow the pictures get like clearer and like better looking. They're like 4 times bigger, 6 times bigger. It's insane. It uses like machine learning to blow them up, and they look like fucking amazing. Yeah.
Nice. So actually, that last question was from Garth Monk, and I'm sorry, Garth, if you are a real person, but when I read that, I'm like, is this you, Bradley, that's giving this question?
Yeah,
Mr. GMUNK?
Busted. Yeah. Here's my question. GMUNK, pick off your pants from Beeple.
And this next one is from Brad Eaple. At what point did you realize your own self-worth? First of all, that's a bit presumptuous. That presumes that you did realize your own self-worth at one point. But at what point? What was the tipping point in your career where you realized your own self-worth? That's for you, Mr. GMUNK.
Oh man, I was hoping
that's for you. You go straight to hell, Mr. GMUNK.
When did you stop giving it away?
I don't. Oh fuck! I don't really know. I mean, I think the longer you do this, and like the more success you achieve, the more humble you become, right? Like it's like an inverse. And so after doing this 20 years and doing projects big and small, I just have never been so kind of small in my head. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you're young and you're doing this for the first time and you achieve that like first bit of recognition, your ego is massive. And then as you get older and older and older and older, your ego shrinks. And so I guess my self-worth now isn't really in the professional sphere. I think my self-worth is more in the personal sphere with just friendships and loved ones and family, and just through the through kind of the spectrum of time, you just foster really good relationships. And I think that's the stuff that I'll remember on my deathbed. You know, it's not necessarily, and that'll continue. Like, I know Beeple's never really, you know, you've always kind of had this self-deprecating identity forever. And so I guess you would probably answer the same way. You've always been very, I don't know. I think humility is literally the most important ingredient in being a creative professional, because
say it again. What is the most important? Humility,
because it's like, there's so, especially with client work, there's so much rejection, there's so much loss, there's so much judgment.
You gotta just be like, whatever. You just gotta,
you know. Yeah. And I think the only way to really do work is to just really not care about how it's received. It's just, you do the work because there's a burning desire inside of yourself to do it, you know, to learn something, to express something. You know, you can't get caught up in how the work will be received, or else you'll never make any work.
Yeah.
Because it'll always be received poorly from somebody.
Yeah. And it doesn't, like, I think it's, you know, I think the directions I've seen you go to, it's sort of like, it just was like, it seems like it feels like a compulsion where it's just like, I have to do that. Because it's said you're with the like photography stuff, setting up these insanely specific, you know, scenarios where it's like, we're going to be on this fucking hill at this time of day to like fucking catch what we catch, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? That it doesn't seem like random at all. So I honestly feel like it's one of these things, like, I think everybody does what they want to do. And it's like, if you don't really want to do this shit, you won't do it. That's it. That's all it is. And that's okay. It's everybody's just like trying to do the things that are like fun in their life. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of these things where it's, if you're not having fun with it, it won't last. That's it. If you can find a way to like have fun and make creating art fun and doing this shit fun, then it will last and you'll stick with it. But if you're getting about Instagram shit and dumb shit like that, which is very easy to do because that shit is like, can be so fucking toxic, then yeah, that can sap the fucking fun out of it. And then you're like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not going to do it. So I feel like taking the pressure off and just making sure that it's just like, okay, if you're not having fun with it, it won't last. Like that to me is like, what can I do to make this fucking fun?
So I've got a couple of questions, hardware-specific questions for each of you.
Can I add something to that real quick?
Yeah.
Is when, you know, there's a lot of, just go back to like the educational setting, for instance. You know, you have kids who their parents are putting them through 4 years of SVA. Let's just use SVA as an example in School of Visual Arts in New York. And half the class could give a fuck. Like half a class does not work hard, does not capitalize on the opportunity. You know, it's just kind of like there's always people in the class that just aren't made for it. You know, they just don't, it's like a chore to them rather than an invigoration, you know, and those people should not be in this business because this business is brutal. Being a creative professional is brutal. And only the people who are freaks about it will make it. You know, there has to be pleasure in this. There has to be a payoff. You know, and if you're doing it as a chore or you're doing something as just because you feel like you have to rather than you want to, it's over. You shouldn't be doing it.
Well, I think it's tough because it is so, like, a lot of it is fun. Like, people are drawing fucking comic book characters and, you know, and fucking animating whatever. Like, there's a lot of fun things. So that makes it really hyper competitive because it is so fun. And when something's hyper competitive, they can fucking sort of, in some ways, treat you like shit. So it kind of like that's becomes sort of like a piece of it too. So I think it's one of those, yeah, you just really have to have fun doing this stuff.
So I've got a question which is asking about professional fuck-ups. And I actually like to start by sharing, not one of my own, I've got too many to even begin to start with, but we once were in a pitch to a client, a bunch of us presenting some design work. And on the way out of the building and getting into the lift, our creative director turned around to the client and asked her when she was due. And it turned out she wasn't pregnant. And
what is this freaking idiot? Why would he do that? What a fucking moron.
So
That guy sounds like
we,
an absolute fucking moron. I don't know any way else to put that. I'm sorry
Well,
to put this guy on blast. He sounds like a goddamn fucking idiot. Why would you say that? The hell would you
I mean,
say
it's
that?
I mean, like what I've learned from
What
that
the
is like
fuck
never.
is wrong with you, bro? You fucking moron. Wait, when was this? Like recently? Like
This-
2020 or was
No,
this
this
like
is it's
fucking
about
like
9 years ago, about 9 or 10 years ago. It was pitching
a
for do the
little
brand.
better, but I mean still, dude, you're fucking dumb as hell 10 years ago. You're not a fucking genius 10 years ago.
Definitely a fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I witnessed it. So we didn't actually win the job first. Maybe
Yeah, no
that's not.
shit. Of course you didn't. Why would you? You're freaking body shame this lady. You're like, deck your fucking idiot asses. Jesus Christ. Goddamn jabroni.
So the question for you first, people, what's your biggest professional fuck up?
What is mine? Probably going on this goddamn show. Jesus Christ. No, I don't fucking know. Professional fuck up. I don't know. I feel like I can do what the fuck? How could I fuck up now? Like, I don't even know, what would that look like? Drawing like fucking people's geriatric penises all over shit like this. That's the things what exactly would a fuck up look like now?
I don't know. Maybe you'll get the Rudy Giuliani as an opportunity to sort of do something really bad. I don't know.
I'm not even sure what that really bad thing would be that's not just going to get banned from Facebook. I don't feel like we're there. We're there.
Can I ask people a question?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So when you do your everydays, you probably never sketch. Never sketch. So do you just sit down at the computer? Like you get an idea during the day, right? At some point you're eating dinner with your family and you're like, okay, I want to make a goat.
A little.
shrine,
A little.
Like some little spark, right?
Sometimes. Most times, no.
And then you
most
just go
times, no.
and you open up your model library and you
No.
start. Nope. Tell me the process of
More looking around, looking at sites. Way more looking at sites.
So you do like the reference.
Yes. Looking at Pinterest, looking at ArtStation, looking on Twitter, looking at all different sites. Looking on fucking Behance, looking at fucking Instagram, looking on like a lot more sitting and thinking for like probably a good 20-30 minutes, and looking through Turbo Squid too, and like what models are available, like what could I immediately sort of like get and sort of like put together. So it's a lot of, and like looking through the news a lot too, and like what's trending on Twitter, like what could be like an interesting thing to like talk about, what is something. So there's a lot more, and like it's kind of like I work in a way almost where things could change right at the very end. Like the other day I did like a picture with like a girl standing at the tank of like a Jabba like thing, just like a couple days ago. And like for almost the entire thing I was working on it was a girl standing in front of a shark. And then right at the end, I just swapped out and then put a Jabba in there at the end. So it's like I like spent like a super long time like doing it the other way, and then right at the end, it's like, nah, we're gonna put a Jabba in there. Like so, it's, it can like change right at the end too. Like it's very start out with an idea, and then it's like, wait, what if I blah blah blah? Like,
yeah, you're probably looking at Josh Key's paintings.
I was thinking kind of the like, I mean, obviously like more the like Damien Hirst with the like shark or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
So next question from the audience from John, which is like both of you have Mandingo numbers of followers on social medias.
Not really.
Yes, you do.
Does.
Okay.
But he's got more Mandingo.
Whoa, guy. Whoa. Of all.
I haven't asked the question yet. You're supposed to wait for the question.
Describe the follower count. You thought it would be most appropriate to use.
It's a great word.
Well, it's something big, isn't it?
Yeah, something big.
Mike,
Dude, you're
you
getting a
okay?
lot of inspiration for today's everyday. Mandingo and Rudy Giuliani.
Like Rudy Giuliani Mandingo. Okay,
There
that's
you
what I
go.
got so far. You freaking
We will take
idiots.
credit for
You
this.
goddamn idiots. You freaking predators.
Will you tag me on the everyday so I can get some more followers?
Yes. Yes, I will. If I do that, but I have to be able to do the Rudy Giuliani Mandingo fucking G-Man version. God damn it.
You
I'm
do
sure
realize
there's a
you
model of
volunteered for this.
Giuliani's faith out there.
So there was a question. The question which is, artists with low numbers of followers, how can they get a foothold in the crypto art world?
You asking me?
Yeah, we'll go with you.
So how can I do it? There's no way around this. You just need to like keep working. Don't worry about that piece of it that much.
Yeah.
You are
Do great work.
most likely you're just a young person. Even if you're not a young person, it doesn't really matter. Like as you do better work, more people will notice. That's it. There's no secret to it beyond that.
Yeah.
That's all there is. You just need to like keep practicing, be patient. Don't fucking look at the stupid follower count bullshit because it's a fucking mind fuck game. Literally post something, get the fuck out of the app, or like don't go to your like fucking profile page and like look and see how many followers you have. Really try not to because it will fuck with your head.
Yeah.
So I would say focus on the work as much as humanly possible. And I know that's easier said than done because again, these fucking systems are made to like game you to like fucking care about that shit. And everybody's human. Everybody cares about like how much people like them and like their work. So, but it's never gonna like kind of like fill you up. Like it's an empty
vessel.
Empty vessel. Like the work and like doing stuff that you like. I know that some of the most successful people, they don't have any followers. People I know that are just absolutely fucking crushing it have very few followers. And it's like, this is like literally one of the best fucking person in the world. They're at the absolute top of their fucking game of what they do. Doesn't matter. It's not the end all be all. People who are like, holy shit, you've done some shit.
Okay, next question, which is from Jasvir. What books are you reading these days? And add to that, what's the best book you read in the last year?
I could go first on that very quick. I have not read a single book in the last year or the last probably 5 years or maybe even 10 years.
There we go. You just got book shamed.
People will cut, or GMUNK will cut to you.
I'm rereading Snow Crash. And
nice.
It's just so creative. I just love, and actually my wife's been listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks. So we've been kind of rewatching the movies and I just love fiction and these creative worlds. Snow Crash was so ahead of its time.
Snow Crash, is that Neil Gaiman?
Neil Stevenson.
Neil Stevenson?
Yeah. And it's the metaverse and just it's like fucking happening now, and it was written in the late 90s, I think.
I think so.
Let me Google all that, make sure I'm not.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've never read like any of those books, like any of those like popular sci-fi books. I know of them, and like people are like, yeah, these are like super seminal books, and it's like never read them.
1992, early 90s.
Wow.
I want to reread the Dune books before seeing the film.
That.
I
never actually even saw that first Dune movie. I never have seen that first Dune movie.
You know what?
Wow.
We watched the trailer again. I have memories of it as a kid, right? And we rewatched the trailer of it. It does not age well. It does.
Yeah, it sounds like people did not really. It was pretty polarizing, and a lot of people did not care for it.
I think like we were nerding out recently on Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is one of my favorite films of all time. And the reason it holds up so well is because it's all in camera. Like all of the flying saucers were models with lights that were then optical printed and composited, by optical printing. So like multiple exposures on film stock, and it's just so pretty and so cool. And it's just obsessed with extraterrestrial life and UFOs and alien worlds and all of it. It's just like the best film. And it told it Blade Runner, same thing, you know, miniatures, original Star Wars films, miniatures and such. But yeah, the Dune, I'm very excited about the new Dune coming out.
Oh yeah, dude, it looks so sweet.
I think rereading some of those.
Fucking dope.
But I'm reading a lot of books about...
Two questions. Sorry, no, finish your question. Go on.
No, it's kind of a boring statement. So
all right. So 2 questions for people. Did you get your hair cut for this?
No. Okay, so a lot of people noticing that I'm sweet now and I'm fucking sexy as fuck now. No, so I've never done anything with my hair, and because of COVID, it was like, okay, well, I don't want to get it done. And so my wife cut it. And so I was like, well, okay, nobody's gonna fucking see me now, and way more people do see me because all these stupid Zoom things. And so it's like, oh, let's just do whatever. So this is the first time I've ever had any different hairstyle from just like a normal, like default male human, whatever. But now I use product. I'm a real fancy boy now. I feel like people got like a garden. I got a hair garden for COVID.
You're starting to wear nicer, cooler shirts too.
Nah, maybe some. Yeah. I
used to wear like light blue kind of like dress shirts, you know, with khaki.
I feel like this is about the same shirts as before, but yeah, no, it's definitely
starting to ham it
cannot
up.
wait till this fucking COVID is over and we can fucking
kiss
actually
again.
Be humans again. Kiss again.
So
again.
Next question, people. In the absence of book recommendations, what artists would you recommend people check out?
Ooh. Well, let's just start a fucking rant of epic artists.
That's honestly, there's a lot of people that I follow. I feel like I'm like not super hyper specific on any one person, except people that I were like influences in the past, like Aphex Twin or Chris Cunningham or stuff like that. But like new things, I feel like I get tired of stuff very quickly, and so it's like the things that I'm interested in are hyper specific, and maybe it's only 1 or 2 things from like a certain like artist or whatever.
I want to take that question, if I may. Yeah. We'll start with Killian Eng.
Yeah, he's super good. Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody you say, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I fucking love that person.
Yeah. And Killian Eng is a descendant from Mobius. So original Mobius is the coolest. Killian Eng, I really like Joey Camacho. I love Fuck Render. I love Kid Mograph. Obviously, Beeple's the godfather of all these cool kids. But Kid Mograph, Fuck Render, I think are really cool. Stuzor, I think is really cool in this like digital art world. You know, just like fucking slayers. Robert Hodgkin, Houdini artist, Adam Swab, John Norlander, like the Houdini artist crazies. And then studios, Man vs. Machine is always the coolest. Buck, you know, no surprise. And then let's go back to like filmmakers and photographers. Ruben Wu is my favorite. Started the whole long exposure drone thing. You know, I love, Andy Gilmore as a graphic artist, Michael China, Michael Place, Designers Republic.
Yeah, I've never met that dude. I want to meet that dude.
What's that?
Designers Republic dude.
Designers Republic, like OG Designers Republic was like the coolest shit.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
That was seriously, honestly, if you look at all the things I do right now still, it's fucking black and white Helvetica. Like the last fucking, all the things I do is just like fucking black and white 1999 fucking Designers Republic, super tight kerning, like super like minimal bear, whatever. Like that to me, that's when I like fucking came up and was like, whoa, what the fuck? This shit is fucking dope. Like
best.
Yeah, a couple of them came to do a talk
in fucking England. What's up?
A couple of them came to do a talk in Glasgow when I lived there. And one of my staff was super fan. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to buy some merch. And, but the thing is, they never sign their merch. And I'm like, really? No, it's a thing they do. They never ever sign anything. So we ended up in the pub afterwards with them. And I'm like, look, so what's this shit about you never signing your stuff? And they're like, well, we just tend not to like to do that. And I'm like, well, you sign it if I ask you. And they're like, yeah, I mean, if you want to, we'll sign it. So they said, I said, well, I'll tell you, I'll buy a shirt, you sign it, and then I'm going to, all of a sudden, it's worth more money. I'm going to sell it on eBay, and I'll split the money with you in half. And the shirt sold for something like £200. It was like £15 shirt. And I sent the guy cash in the mail. I go, there you go. This is your half.
This is $100.
Can I say one more thing? One thing that this is a different topic altogether, but I was struggling with social media because it was too much noise, and so our dear friend Ash Thorpe recommended that we just unfollow everybody on Instagram and Twitter. So I literally unfollowed everyone. It actually took me 2 days to unfollow everyone on Instagram because they only let you unfollow a certain amount of people per day.
Are you serious? Oh my god!
Fucking Facebooky. It's so annoying.
It's so toxic. So toxic.
So toxic. So then I unfollowed everyone, and I've kind of rebuilt my following. Who I follow to about like 40 people on each, and it's so nice. I have like this little bubble of like 40 people that I just so admire, like the people that I admire the most. And that's my world. So like, there's no noise now on social media. And I would honestly, like, it's made social media so much more usable. Rather than like follow, all of us follow 1,000 people or used to follow 1,000 people, and you're just getting all this shit, it's just like so much stuff. And just like, whoa, follow like 40 people, 30 people, and just like build your small little community from there. And I swear to God, it will change everything.
I feel like,
and then use the shit out of screen time. I try to do it under 2 hours.
Taking steps to kind of like mitigate the parts of it that are, because there's parts of social media that are very useful. It's very useful. Like most people would not be watching this right now. They saw the link because of social media. Like that's just, it is what it is. That's why it's so fucking like powerful. But I feel like, taking very mindful steps to like fucking improve the experience for you mentally is like an absolute must, because there's so many parts, like literally them being like, you can only unfollow so many people in the day. Like, why? You could have easily just allowed me to unfollow everybody, but you're literally like taking all these steps to gamify the fucking attention of people to like, just keep them in it, which is can be not that healthy if you're in like a bad place, which everybody's in a fucking bad place right now. It's a fucking goddamn, like literally yesterday was like the fucking worst day of the fucking pandemic. Like it's fucking bad. So I feel like, I never understood people not curating that experience, or like people like commenting on my shit, which it's like, I don't like interact with this shit. I read very few of the like comments, like when people are like the Trump shit, like bitching. Like, dude, why are you still like looking at this stuff if it's like pissing you off? I don't understand like why you would do that. Like, I don't know. It's definitely, I think people need to be like mindful of it for sure. Hello?
There we go.
Oh,
Haas, you got muted for a second.
back on, buddy. Nope, can't hear you. You're dead. You're dead to us. Haas. Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace, brother. Oh, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. You're in freaking Zoom. You're in Zoom heaven. You're in Zoom heaven now, brother. Spread your wings. Spread your wings. GMUNK, we're alone now. We're alone.
No, am I completely gone?
He's back. He's back to life. He's back to life.
I was just trying to unfollow as many people as possible in one go, and then something went wrong. So I was just going to ask you, don't know if you've seen the latest work from Brendan Dawes. He's doing some really super nice Houdini stuff at the moment. Really lovely. As far as the artist, I recommend having a look at him. Anyway, back to questions. So I have a question for you, Bradley. What is GMUNK working on lately?
Brendan Dawes is an OG as well. Like he was one of the pioneers of data visualization from back in the day. One of the Jer Thorpe, another one, amazing data viz artist. Wes Grubbs, Robert Hodgkin has his lovely company, Rare
What's the
Volume.
guy that Felton dude? That Nicholas Felton.
Feltron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Felton, OG graphic designer, data viz. Like there's so much talent. And I think that, the only way to really get exposure to all of these people is through the conference circuit. And I know it's all fucked up now. But I can't stress enough, like the community in the conference circuit and just getting to know these people, meeting them. If you're an
100%.
attendee and you're going, once things are,
Come back.
it's gonna be probably another year until we're back.
That'll be fun though, dude.
And shit.
It'll be.
What's that?
I think people will appreciate it more. I think everybody's gonna
God.
appreciate the like getting together more and like, wow, okay, let's not take this for granted. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
So-
like it'll be good as first.
Question for you, GMUNK from Dana. What are you working on lately?
Oh my God. A lot of design work right now. We're doing a data visualization project for GitHub, a really cool data vis project. I'm really excited about that. Doing a hologram for a game called Arc 2, wild game. Doing work for 2 projects with HP, some like motion design projects. So where I'm using EmberGen and stuff. I'm finishing the off titles for next year, which is kind of the big. Well, Beeple was so bored he just left.
No, my kid's fucking yelling.
I think the big one though is the off. It was supposed to be the 2020 off 20th anniversary titles. We shot it in March, literally the day before California went on lockdown. We wrapped shooting.
Dude, oh my God.
Yeah. And it's super interesting. And the event's been postponed to early next year. So in post-production on that. And I think that one's like, that's got a great spirit to it. And it's just a really interesting film about a soul extraction. Like kind of like this transmigration of a soul into kind of this artificial being. It's very cool. Very excited about that one. And then just a couple, collects. I'm releasing a new project in like a week or two that was supposed to go on a 4-story LED screen in Shanghai, but I'm just turning it into a film. It's kind of very elemental human movement film. I'll shot on the Phantom. I don't know. It's like I love kind of doing little bits of each medium. So I love doing like one big design project, one live action project, one photographic project, one motion design project. So it's spread out, but right now it's a lot of design work and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's exactly the reason why I didn't start a motion design studio was this, because just doing 5 motion design or any sort of design projects at the same time is I can't. I can't do that. One at a time or something.
So we've got 5 minutes left. So
hustling, dude. I don't have children yet, so I'm like packing it in as much as I can before the kids come, because I know when the kids come.
They'll come. They'll fucking come.
They're coming. Yeah. But I'll change my lifestyle quite a bit when they come, I think.
You'll be fine, dude.
Yeah, you'll be fine. So we've got I've got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to go through a bunch of other stuff.
Actually, Beeps, what he's working on?
Yeah. Sorry, people. What are you working on?
You working on anything, or are you just fucking just?
No,
like,
Rudy Giuliani, remember?
Are you doing the bank heist? Are you just bank heisting every day? Yeah.
December 12th. We'll see.
December
11th.
12th.
December 11th.
Or 11th.
We'll see. We'll see what we're working on.
Oh my God.
Okay. So a couple of quick questions. People, have you used the Z 3D scanner, or as people in Canada say, Z 3D scanner by HP that you made an ad for last year?
Next question.
Next question is, what did you think of Love, Death and Robots? What was your favorite episode?
Witness, by far. Albert Mielgo, I don't even know how to say his name. That dude is the craziest motherfucker. That dude is the fucking OG. He is fucking goddamn brilliant. That dude is seriously one of the like most creative, smartest motherfuckers, like best designer. That dude is so fucking good. The whole fucking look of that Spider-Man movie everybody loves, that's because of that fucking motherfucker.
That's the same guy?
He designed it and then he got fucking like shit canned. He was the like fucking art director, production director, or whatever. Like he won an Emmy before for that same like sort of like look for like a Tron animated like thing. He's like super fucking good. But yeah, he directed The Witness. So fucking good. That dude is. He just did another spot for like Watch Dogs or something. Also, just like he has this way of like things are so loose, but also like hyper realistic, like fucking photorealistic. And you look closer and it's like just like scribbled a fucking nose. Like what the fucking is like, but like stand back and it's like that looks like photo. It's so he has this way of mixing that is just like that dude is freaking. I could jack off to the fucking next question. Now it's awkward. Now it's awkward.
So 3 minutes left. What's the this is the highest voted question at the moment, which is drugs ? Which and how much? Which I guess is a hypothetical question.
Really?
Hypothetically,
smoked a lot of weed together.
Okay, first off, this is a family.
I know. It's
family
like
show.
Yeah, I'm
the show.
It's not really.
How dare you?
Here, can I? I'll do a quick little bit on this. I'm turning 45 this month, and I've kind of cut out all the party drugs, you know, MDMAs, anything up the nose, all that shit is gone, you know, out. But psychedelics will always have a special place.
Oh Jesus!
Because
okay, let's cut the black.
Cut the
black here, kids.
Let me finish. So, okay, there's two types of drugs. Party drugs, and that's
nothing up the butt. Like what the?
I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah, now that I
this
turn
is important
45,
for the kids, people. It's important for the kids.
Fucking jankum. No fucking butt huffing.
Party drugs, and there's soulful drugs. Soulful drugs are the psychedelics.
Goddamn.
This broad spectrum, you know, psilocybin, LSD, DMT,
more butt shit.
ayahuasca, 5-MeO, San Pedro.
Fucking Joe Dirt here with his fucking drug list here. Jesus Christ.
The soul drugs
fucking
give you something.
Yeah,
party drugs are just like a quick little spike and you just leave feeling like shit. But the soul drugs, you actually learn shit from. I'm telling you, awesome, I am not wrong.
I have to say you're not wrong.
What? You're not wrong with what? What the fuck did you?
And then cannabis is cannabis. You know, we all love.
God.
We all love cannabis.
All I got from that was cannabis is cannabis.
So we have 30 seconds left, and I'm supposed to.
Okay, yes, this feels like a 30-second out.
Yeah.
Black. We've ruined it.
Make them stop.
Sincere apologies to anybody.
So now everybody knows the good drugs and the bad drugs to be taking. So I'm going to go through some closing remarks here. So first of all, I'd like to thank Beeple. Thank you. And GMUNK. Thank you for the Q&A, and thank everybody. I have to thank, actually it's an instruction for me. Thank everyone for asking questions. Thank you everyone for asking questions. You were all great.
Thank you, yes.
I'd also like to thank Media Temple, who are really, really super awesome. Please check them out.
I'm sure your fucking sponsors are gonna. This kid just spent the last 45 minutes listing drugs. Here's our sponsors.
It was 2 minutes.
Yeah, here's our fucking sponsors. This kid just fucking
trying to make
fucking doing bumps on the fucking Zoom call. Usually, let's cut to the sponsor reel.
Trying to make a point, people.
Fucking Christ. Okay, guys. Got the fucking book.
I was answering a question.
I've got more stuff to say. Right. Please note that
I'm so sorry.
please note that today's
I'm so
podcast
sorry.
has been recorded and will be made available for you to watch again. It'll be posted here on the same page, so come back and check it out if you missed a part of today's presentation. You can always find out more about our upcoming events, which might be different from this event, by going to fitc.ca. Thank you, everyone, and hope to see you again soon.
Peace. Oh my God, that was so